All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream, Chelsea live stream, bringing you the latest in Chelsea football news. How you guys all doing? We finally won a football match. We finally won a game. We can finally stay somewhat stressless for this particular weekend. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend wherever you are. I certainly have had a very, very fruitful weekend. And of course, when Chelsea wins, you feel your mood is a lot better. You feel a lot happier. But that doesn't seem to be the case. That doesn't seem to be the case for quite a lot of Chelsea fans out there. A lot of fans are a little bit disgruntled about the win. They think that it's set us back. The owners are now going to potentially give Graham Potter another 8-year contract, and they're not happy. They wanted us to lose, so the nail on the coffin can be done and dusted on Graham Potter. But from my perspective, first of all, look, for those fans, like there's a lot of people out there that comment and they go, "Oh, plastic fans, this, that, the other." Look, me, I don't want to be a judge. I'm not a judge. I don't judge others. Generally, but most times I don't judge others. I understand where those fans are coming from because we've been scarred. We've been severely scarred. Our record has been abysmal this season. So I get it. But me personally, I appreciate every wins, man. I really do. And I'm not one of those people that I'm stubborn. Do you know what I mean? Like if I can genuinely see, and look, once again, not getting ahead of myself or anything like that, but if we can genuinely see Graham Potter master maybe 6, 7, 8 wins in a row, I think we as a fan base have to rethink our position, because that amount of games then gives you a bit of a look into what could potentially be. Right now, I'm still not convinced. Of course, I'm not convinced. I'm happy with the win. I think up until the substitutions yesterday against Leeds, I thought we had a very good game. Personally, I thought we had a very good game. The scoreline should have been a lot more than 1-0. We should have been at least on 2, maybe 3-0 by then, especially first half with Kai Havertz's opportunities, João Felix's opportunity. Those should be goals. They really, really should be goals. Come up against Dortmund, they better go in, man, because I don't know how many brilliant chances we're going to get. But then again, at Dortmund as well, we had some really good chances from João Felix. Potentially could have had a hat-trick. So those chances need to be put away. So when you look at that and overall control of the match, defensively, I don't think up until the substitution, I don't think we were troubled too much. Koulibaly probably was the weakling in the first half, but second half he sort of cleaned his act up. Wesley Fofana was a monster, but Badiashile carried on with his good form. But the subs were not good, and I feel like that was self-inflicted. That was Graham Potter trying to entice trouble on us, but hoping that we can take this into the Dortmund game, and if we can get a victory again at home, that'll go a long way. That'll go a long way to maybe convince certain parts of the fan base to perhaps giving him a little bit more time. Because moving into the next round of the Champions League, that's all we can ask for in this season. That's been pretty much a write-off, if I'm being absolutely honest. So look, it's a strange situation. We've won, and some parts of the fans are just not happy. They're still Potter out, and as I said, I completely understand. Let's see how you guys feel about it. As I said, I'm still not completely convinced. It's going to take me, even after we win against Dortmund, which I hope we do, I'm still not going to be completely convinced, because I want to see a prolonged period of time of winning. Upcoming matches, regardless of who the opposition is, I want to see us play well and win as well. We've got some really good games coming up after the Dortmund game. The Dortmund one is a massive one. We shouldn't look any further than the Dortmund one right now. That is the huge one. But after Dortmund, there are some really, really good fixtures for us. Let's see what you guys are saying, ladies and gentlemen. We played well yesterday, not going to lie, but Potter managerial skills is low. Look, the substitutions could have killed us. It really could have killed us. There's no point in getting rid of him now. And need to get the underperforming players out in the summer. It's been going on since Lampard. Yeah, look, this is where a lot of, I suppose, pundits, journalists, they're saying that if you get rid of him now, I mean, there's potentially no one going to be coming in right now just before Dortmund. I mean, yes, Luis Enrique is available, but is he going to take up the reign just a few days before Dortmund? Maybe he could, but it's not ideal setup. So you best believe right now, Graham Potter is going to continue on. He is going to continue on, and we better hope. Like against Leeds, I know there was a lot of fans that potentially didn't want us to win so that they could see the end of Graham Potter. But best believe against Dortmund, I think 100% of the Chelsea fans we're gonna ask for a victory. We're gonna back Potter, back the team for a victory, because at that point, seriously, agenda should not come into place. We need to get through and beat Dortmund and move into the next round, quarterfinals or Champions League. I think that should be where things stands. Unless he changes his personality, I want him gone. Look, I don't know whether he's going to change his personality, honestly speaking. Like that, we're just going to have to accept that's him. Unless over time he starts tweaking and, as you said, changes somewhat of his personality. I can't see how he drastically changes that. That's just him, Graham Potter. Like, he is a bit blend, isn't he? I mean, yeah, this is why I can't connect with him. I don't watch too many press conferences. I just pick up some of the quotes after the press conference that people tweet. But it's very difficult to connect with him because he's just not charismatic like that. But look, for me, get the victories, and we'll go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, over 125 people live right now. First of all, let's get those likes up, bump those likes up to 100 immediately. Likes are the biggest instrument to grow the channel. If you enjoy the channel, you want to see the channel do well, and you love the interaction here, you love the live chat and the people that you get along with, smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. If you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. We're very, very close to 21,000, so let's get there. Still, GP needs to go. We were again good for the first 20-30 minutes and then went back to normal, and those subs are just crazy. Don't know what is the thought process behind them. Not convinced at all. I don't know about being good for the first. I mean, look, that's your perspective, and I completely respect that. I personally think we were actually very good in the first half. We should have been 2-0 up in the first half, to be honest. And I don't think defensively we were troubled first half, if I'm being absolutely honest. Yeah, Koulibaly was a weak link. He was getting skinned at times, but nothing that was outrageous that I can recall from Leeds in the first half. In the second half, of course, we get the goal. We started off second half pretty well. Like generally, we don't start second halves well enough. So we started second half very well. We got the goal. It's the subs after, and there was so much time left after the subs as well. Like there was at least good 25 minutes left, and I was like, whoa. Graham Potter, you really brought this on yourself. Like it could have been 1-1 at the end, and that would have been quite devastating. If we didn't win that particular match against Leeds, I don't think that would have gone down very well. Is it fair for coaches to continue playing Havertz as a false nine? Do you think it continues to affect his confidence? Means, look, I mean, where else would you play him then? Like, if you don't play him as a false nine in this current setup, would he play where João Felix is playing? Would he play where Sterling was playing, more sort of the 10s? Would he play out wide where Chilwell or at times Ruben Loftus? Like, where would he play? Like, right now, that is his spot. And in all honesty, I've seen him play in midfielder. I've seen him play as a 10 behind a striker. I've seen him out wide in the right side. I've seen him on the left side. he's not been good in any of those positions. Like, we can't put our hand on our heart and actually say, do you know what? He was actually good in that position. I don't recall him being good in any of those positions. If anything, he's probably been somewhat okay up front, but it's been highly inconsistent. The skill set is just not there on a regular basis. And look, my feeling with Kai Havertz is he's going to have to leave. Come at the end of the season, he's going to have to leave. It looks like he's not going to be the player that we thought he was going to be. Do you know what I mean? Yesterday, João Felix and Sterling, you can see the chemistry between them two. Do you know what I mean? If we just had another player to add in with the act, then you can imagine how devastating our attack could have been. You know, João Felix, Sterling, and then the other player. Do you know what I mean? And then we could be very explosive. But Havertz, I don't know, man. It's just not like the pace isn't there. The hold-up game isn't there. The finishing definitely isn't there. He should have finished that lovely through ball from Sterling. Sterling deserved at least 2 assists yesterday. Missed out on it. Look, I think Havertz potentially needs to leave. I disagree with a lot of Chelsea fans about Potter's personality. Why does it matter? Doesn't change the results. If we were winning, people wouldn't be talking about his personality then. Look, I think it matters to a certain degree. I think when it comes to connecting with fans, personalities do matter. Ishan is in the house. Ishan, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Miz, how are you? First of all, I didn't get the chance to say congratulations to you face to face.
Thank you.
Your new baby. So congratulations and
thank you, brother.
Best wishes and love to your family. But yeah, Miz, I'm doing fine.
Good to see you, bro. Really good to see you. We missed you in the watch along, man. Really good to have you, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, I missed the live action as well last night because I was with my friends. But yeah, I got to watch the whole replay. Since we won, I dared to watch the replay, whole gameplay, or else I would have just watched the highlight. But then, yeah, it's a win, isn't it?
I'm not going to ask you about the entire match and whatnot, but what I will ask you is, there's a lot of people, Ishan, just not happy. They're not happy that Chelsea won. A lot of Chelsea fans are not happy that Chelsea won. They really wanted to see, the back of Graham Potter, because a loss would have really, would have been the end of Graham Potter. But then again, I still believe he would have still got that opportunity to play, the coach against Dortmund. I want to ask you, are you one of those fans that wanted a loss, or did you want to win? How you feel about Graham Potter? I mean, are you going to be, if Graham Potter goes on a bit of a run, let's just say, argument's sake, beats Dortmund, takes us to quarterfinals of the Champions League, and then if he goes on for a 6-7 matches run, are you one of those fans that could change the opinion that, okay, maybe I'm starting to see something? Or are you one of those, do you know what, no, you've shown me enough, you got to go?
Yeah, so I think so. The Southampton match, and I've told you missed this couple of times. The Southampton match was the one, and I was like, regardless of whatever happens, Potter out. Yeah, and that was my threshold. After that, I was like, he is done. From this win, particularly, definitely a relief for many fans because that L streak has ended now.
Yeah.
But then, miss the spanner here is not just the win, but win in a manner where we did not play at our level best. You know what I mean? The gameplay that we were seeing in the past few games, or probably in the past 10 games or so, it's somewhat the same. It has not improved to that level where we were going to say that, all right, fine. In terms of gameplay, we've improved a lot. Now we've got this win. It's going to be a good boost. And probably in the next game, we're going to see how things transpire. Because in terms of gameplay, we've been improving. No, that wasn't the case, miss. And I think so. Here's where there are some Chelsea fans who are saying that they're not happy. Probably they wanted to lose. They wanted Potter out because the way things transpired against Leeds, I think so it was not 100% satisfaction. And for me as well, I would say that it's very good. He got a victory. I think so. A clean sheet, another good boost. By the way, very good performance by our defenders. Big up to them. But in terms of attacking gameplay, it's I think so still the same. That's where
would you agree that we should have scored at least 2 though in the first half? Like Lovely through ball from Raheem Sterling to Havertz. Havertz, that should have been a goal. Really good save from Melier, but should have been a goal. And then there was a chance from cutback from Sterling to João Felix, who hit the post. Like, I felt like attack wasn't too bad. It's just once again the same scenario. Just couldn't put it in the back of the net. Like, by the time we scored with Wesley Fofana, we probably should have been 2-0 up by then.
No, 100%. I think so. You're spot on right there. We should have been. I believe that match should have been 3-0 to us. You know what I mean? 3 goals were minimum on the trot. Felix hits the bar once, and Havertz with that awful miss again. Probably 2 misses by Havertz, if I'm not mistaken. Sterling also a couple of chances, but then I think so. There were some chances created comparatively to the past few games. But then I again cannot come out and say there was a massive change in terms of our gameplay. Plus, another thing is that the decision with which Graham Potter takes in terms of lineup, in terms of substitutions, have not.
The substitutions were mad. The substitutions were mad.
Right? So, this is, I believe, one of the biggest reason why people are still not happy with Graham Potter despite of the win, because your substitution is not making sense, right? You're taking out Enzo Fernandez, bringing on a Conor Gallagher, does not make sense. Bringing on Zakaria at the end.
He took off Sterling and João Felix together, like two players that were having a very good chemistry. He took both of them off at the 70th minute. There was still a long time to go, or the 65th minute or something like that. 2 players, and then he brought on Conor Gallagher and Zakaria instead of them. That's when I was like, oh my God, you're really bringing the pressure to yourself.
So if Sterling is out, and you bring in someone like a Mudryk, that somewhat explains what you're going to do.
Yes.
That somewhat explains your approach. That one attacking player out, one attacking player in. But you're letting Sterling go and bringing in a Zakaria. That does not make sense to me at all.
He was trying to protect the lead from the 68th minute or 67th minute. I thought that was a little bit negative, man. That was a little bit negative at home. Do you know what I mean?
And I think so half of the Chelsea fans are mad at Graham Potter, just the way he keeps on selecting Kai Havertz game in, game out, even after negative performances. I don't know what's the relationship with him and Kai Havertz. Is he being bribed or something? I don't know. Is he being blackmailed or something? I don't know. This is mad. Even after such atrocious performances, this guy gets selected time and time again. And Aubameyang, I don't see any reason why he should be benched. Any reason.
You'd think Aubameyang might actually connect better with Sterling and João Felix. Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
It's crazy 100%. How he wants Havertz. I mean, do you think is it because Havertz has the ability to drop in midfield at times, the flexibility he provides? Is that the reason why he fancies Havertz? Because Havertz keeps dropping stinkers, man. I would be very amazed if Havertz actually stays beyond this season. I'd be surprised if Havertz isn't sold next summer.
I think so. He should be missed. After Ziyech, he's the probably first guy we should be going for to sell it. It's not working out, Miz. And I've spoken to this in your channel many times, that it's just not working out. By now, these guys should realize. Now, there are some guys who are saying that, all right, he's been overplaying Havertz because Havertz, just to make his stocks on the level, just to rise his stocks so that we can sell him in the next summer.
We can sell him, yeah.
But bro, you're literally playing him every single match. That's not the way. You know, your aim as a manager should be to win games for your team and not rise a player's stocks. That is probably the last thing that you would like to do. Probably think about
results. You need results. You don't need stocks rising at the moment.
Bro, your job is on the line. You gotta think about your job first, rather than making a club's money saved by making a player stock rise high or make it to that level. It's mad. I don't find any reason. Now there are some guys who are saying that Aubameyang has played very poor. Tell me a game that Havertz has played fine. I can't remember. It's out of my memory now. My memory. I have to bring up my old memory card in my brain to think that a game where Havertz.
Man said he needs to bring out his old memory card of his brain.
I've lost that memory card, Miz, where Havertz played well for us.
That's too funny, bro.
But yeah, Aubameyang, he should have got a chance. You know what I mean? But this is one of the reasons why, Miz, that People want Potter gone despite of the win. These are the few personal Potter decisions that
Yeah.
makes people mad. You've got to win, very good. Probably even I'm happy. I would like to see this momentum going on. But if you, as a manager, you're taking some decisions which are illogical, I don't think so. There's any fan that would like you.
Can you imagine, Ishan? Because I'm pretty certain Havertz is going to start again against Dortmund. Can you imagine
Yeah,
if that same opportunity fell for Havertz, the through ball from Sterling against Dortmund, and he misses, bro? That miss will be heavy. That miss will be heavy. Like you can miss against Leeds, okay, because you got another Premier League game coming up.
yeah, yeah,
But this game against Dortmund, we need to be 100%.
exactly.
Do you remember? Do you remember against Real Madrid last season, Ishan?
Yeah, yeah,
We needed 3 goals to go through, and
yeah,
all of us. I still remember that iconic stream, the live watch along that we did.
yeah,
You, me, Ryan, and Advaid, and we
yeah,
were telling Advaid, we are gonna bring the fire. We will
yeah,
bring the fire, and we believed it, and we as a fan base, we manifested the comeback. We were 3-0. We were 3
yeah.
nil at the Bernabeu. Just right
We
at the
were
end,
leading.
right at the end, it sort of fell apart. But bro, against Dortmund, we cannot miss. We cannot miss.
We
We
cannot lose.
must score. And if Havertz misses, bro, it's gonna be a long day for him.
Well, you very well said. Champions League games are those kind of games where you cannot afford to miss. You're not gonna get as many chances as you got like the Leeds game. You know what I mean? You're gonna get one or two big chances in 145 minutes. And if you fluke with that, probably you're done with the chances. I don't know. The way we play, we're not creating that many chances at the moment. And with our inaccurate finishes or probably not so clinical finishes, we're not going to beat Dortmund by any means. We're already trailing 1-0 goal, a goal by 1-0 we're trailing, but we'll have to be clinical, man. I don't find any reason. If Havertz not clinical, please play Aubameyang. You know what I mean? I don't think so. He's done anything
No, we
bad.
can't. Oba's not in the Champions League squad.
Oh my
And
days. Yeah. So
and
Havertz
David
is like,
Datro Fofana is not in the Champions League squad as well. So it will be Havertz.
oh, it has to be Havertz, isn't
It
it?
is a must. It is a must
It
that
is a
it's
must.
Havertz.
It is a must. But look, Miz, I think I've already analyzed regarding Havertz. You know my take on Havertz. I think so. It's now time that we should realize as a fan base that it's just not working out for Havertz. I mean, it's
We're
it's
just
for him, good for him.
it's
He's
good
a
for
young
him.
lad.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
should he should find some club where he can actually suit him. Yeah.
We are gonna have to pray. We're gonna have to pray, make a prayer. We've been doing a lot of praying in this channel lately. We're gonna have to make another prayer for Kai Havertz. President Jafar, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Arteta, Klopp, Guardiola, all have personality. Yeah, I agree. Even Arteta definitely has personality. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Did watching the game give you confidence against Dortmund? For me, nope. Heck, even Potter's lover, Bowley, didn't even sound or look impressed. Yeah, Bowley right at the end, he's like, "That's a result. It's a result. It's a result." He wasn't too excited, and that's fine. Look, did it give me confidence against Dortmund? Not like supreme confidence, but at least it's a win. And the players, you know what did give me confidence? And I want to hear what Ishan has to say about this and the live chat. I saw the players fighting yesterday, man. I saw them play for Graham Potter when they scored and they all got together and they were so, you could see the desire, the passion, man. Like, and when we won right at the end as well, the players were so elated. I was under the impression for some reason the players are going to down tools. That was not the case. Like they could have easily down tools. I mean, Ishan, the players could have easily down tools yesterday against Leeds.
Yeah.
And because Potter was probably one game away from getting sacked.
Yeah.
Would you agree that the players put in a shift for the manager?
Yeah, I think so. Especially few players, if I'd like to name, probably Fofana, Koulibaly, Nobody Shield, defenders particularly. Enzo
I think
looks
the
fired
new
up.
boys as well. Enzo Fernandez was fired
Yeah,
up. All
Enzo is
the
fired
all
up.
the new players were really fired up.
Yeah, 100%. I think so. These guys want to give it to the manager, but uh, it's good. We'll have to see how the next game goes. It's going to be so critical, Mitch.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The next game is going. Look, these are just few viewpoints of us, few thought process that we are trying to share here, right? Just our observations from the game that we are seeing, the player behavioral side, the playing side, whatever it is. The next game is going to be so vital, just to say that whether these players are actually there to play for Potter. If these guys are showing this passion, but it's still not working out somewhere down the line, then probably we can come
He
down and conclude the fact that
Potter needs to
manager,
go. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
tactically he is not there, just not there. If the
Yeah,
players
yeah.
are giving you
If you can't
100%,
motivate them, then
yeah,
you got to go. You got to go.
100% means. I mean, if the players are self-motivating themselves to play the game, regardless however it goes, they're giving them their everything, but tactically they're going nowhere. And if the manager is tactically not performing anything, I think so. It's all on the manager and nothing on the players. We should come down to that conclusion in the next game.
I agree, man. Constantine, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. The way we won was so bad. Set piece goal and cowardly subs. GP should have attacked more to give fans something to believe in, not parking the bus. Look, I'm 100% with you, Constantine, in regards to the substitution. From the subs onwards, it was mad because the subs gave away all control that we kind of had in that match, and the chemistry that we were kind of creating in attack. It was all gone. As soon as those subs came in, it was a basketball game. It was a basketball game. And honestly, Leeds could have got an equalizer right at the end. And he followed up with those Conor Gallagher and Zakaria substitutions with even more odd substitutions after that. So none of his substitutions actually made sense to a point. He even got rid of Enzo Fernandez with 10 minutes to go or something like that, which was very difficult to see right at the end. But I will have to say, prior to the subs, I don't think he was cowardly, man. At halftime, we should have been 2-0 up. Yeah, I think we're forgetting the situation that there were clear-cut chances. João Felix hit the post. Like, that needed to be a goal. That was such a good cutback from Sterling. And then the through ball from Sterling to Havertz. You cannot put it into the plate any more than that. Like, Havertz needs to complete that transaction right there. So if those two go in and there were genuine chances, I don't think we'd be sitting here saying, do you know what? We were cowardly. I don't think we were cowardly, honestly speaking. It didn't reflect on the scoreline. However, I do agree with you that the subs, that was 100% cowardly. 100 at home doing that was mad. That was mad. And it kind of, invited the opposition to come at us. Constantine, thank you once again for the super chat, my man. Miz, I don't think you can take it as players fighting for Potter. At some point, professional pride kicks in after 2 wins in 16. Leeds were also... No, I agree. I don't know. Maybe from my perspective, I was sort of thinking, oh, these guys look like they care. I honestly thought, and I completely get what you're saying. At a certain point, professionalism, professional pride kicks in. But if you didn't really care about this manager, you could have thrown the game. You really could have. If you really wanted to get this guy out of here and bring someone else new, this was the chance to down tools. I've seen our players down tools before. Like Lampard right at the end. Do you know what I mean? Who else was there? Kante as well. Kante season right at the end. Like, we've seen these sort of situations happen in recent times. Even with Thomas Tuchel, maybe right at the end before he was sacked, there were a couple of games that just didn't look right, man. There were certain players that were downing tools. So it's not a foreign situation for us. That's the perspective that I'm coming at, that the players seem like they put in an effort. Like, and I get you. I completely take that there is professional pride as well. And maybe they, maybe that played a part too. Let's see how we go in the Dortmund. I think that will be a very good testament of the situation. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat. We're getting Liverpool versus United watch along. It's at 3:30 a.m. Look, probably not. I am planning to create a second account where I'm going to do a whole heap of other content with other clubs down the track. That's when I'm probably going to think about starting to do all of this stuff. Right now, probably not. Yeah, I think it's going to be a blockbuster match. Look, potentially Matisse is going to do a watch-along, so you best believe his watch-alongs are going to be buzzing. But down the track, I will definitely consider, because I am thinking about creating creating a second account. All right, let's look at some of the other news, ladies and gentlemen. Before we wrap things up, smash up the like button. We've got nearly 300 people live right now. Let's get those likes up to well over 100. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. I mean, Ishan, bro, tell the guys to lift the likes up, bro. Let's get us to 100 likes immediately, bro.
Hey, listen, guys, you gotta smash the likes and smash the subscribe button. It has come to my notice that you guys are creating a mess. Coming up in the comment section, giving all the hearts, but not clicking the like button. Guys, don't do this. Click the like button, smash the subscribe button. Take Miss to 30K very soon. Yeah.
Come on. Okay. Chelsea will change many players this summer, but the club are convinced Sterling can be a part of the project. Sterling also really wants to stay. And further, this is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Further on, Kante is really close to signing his new deal. He wanted to stay because he loves Chelsea and London. He has been the key man in this. Ishan, I have to say, Raheem Sterling, for me, was man of the match. I know a lot of people gave Wesley Fofana the man of the match. He scored the goal. He defended very well. Sterling, for me, was blockbuster yesterday, bro. He deserved 2 assists. 2 assists. Yeah. Every time Sterling picked up the ball. And have you noticed, Ishan, Sterling wasn't played out wide on the right side. He was more inside forward. He was in that half space. And he picked up the ball deep and he turned and he drove with the ball. And then whenever he saw the opportunity to release a pass, he released the pass. That cutback for João Felix, that was so Man City-esque. That is what he would do at Man City, cutting it back, and you would see a line of Man City players, hanging about, ready to put in. Like, you'd literally see KDB, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. That cutback would come in, and that was going to be a goal. And it's sad that it wasn't a goal for us. I'm glad that Sterling is feeling the project. I'm glad that he's looking to stay at Chelsea Football Club. A lot of people have given up on Sterling. I find that quite strange. I think he's at his prime ages. I'm pretty sure he's like 27, 28. He's not in his 30s. He's potentially in his prime at the moment. Ishan, I still think Sterling is going to be a big part for us, not just for the remaining of this season, but next season, if we do want to start progressing and be a more of a serious club than what we've been this season, I think Sterling's going to be a very important player.
100%. Sterling is a huge player, miss. No doubts about that. I think so. He's been in the first half, especially in yesterday's match. He was fire, absolute fire. He was unstoppable. It was just that at the end moment, at the final third, a lot of his creations just went in vain because of probably many a times there was Kai Havertz with some poor touches, poor decisions. There was sometimes Leeds defender came up and overcrowded that place. The ball had to go for a back pass, but there were many chances created by Raheem Sterling, and that's what we demand from him. He's been exceptional last night, and I think so. Him alongside João Felix, they are creating some magic.
Yes.
Now it is very initial days because these guys are very direct. You know what I mean? They don't hover around. These guys.
I love how they pick up the ball and they turn and they drive. Do you know what I mean? I love that confidence.
That's what we need to do, and that's what I wanted to see, Miss. It's been long. I saw this kind of gameplay. Last time I saw guys like Eden Hazard do these things at Chelsea.
Yeah.
After Hazard went, it was all those defensive style gameplay, possessive style gameplay. Back passes, lots and lots of back passes. It just didn't went the way we wanted to see this direct football. Felix and Sterling, and especially Sterling last night, he was amazing the way he played. This is what we want. We want all the chances created to go and do something in the goal. At least get a shot on target. That's what we want. Not just to waste all your energy, run down the lane, and then probably go back with that same pace with all the back.
Sideways, side bending. What do you always say? Sideways, side bending.
Sidewinding snakes, sidewinding passes. That was the awful football. You know what I mean? This is not what I wanted to see. But Raheem Sterling, Felix, these guys bring some different level of directness. Plus, another thing I'd like to mention is there was one point of time where I saw a sort of a triangle created between Felix, Raheem Sterling, and Mateo Kovacic on the left-hand side. That was brilliant to see. These three guys are electric, and they're such instinctive players. Do you know what I mean? They are very quick with their instincts. They know what to do next
And
3
Enzo
steps.
Fernandez just behind the diagonal passes that he was making. Enzo
Yeah.
Fernandez was fantastic as well. Honestly, those
You know
long
what
passes that he was doing.
What Enzo brings to the angle, he does not let the pace go slow. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Earlier, what used to
Yeah.
happen, Jorginho, although it was a speciality of Jorginho to suck the pace out of the game just to do
Yeah.
something good, where it was a very when in a very critical situations where there are lots of opponent players on our players in our half, there comes Jorginho ways to suck the pace out of the game, slow it down a bit, and launch a counter. But this is something different that we are seeing here. Enzo Fernandez does not let the pace go slow. He tries to, shuffle the ball from left to right, right to left, or just flip it through, over the defender's head. He does not let it stop, and that's what I want to see. Relentless attacking football.
Yeah.
That's how you create a lot of questions. You remember, Miss, when we used to say create a lot of questions. We don't ask a lot of questions. So I think so.
100%.
Combination of these 3-4 guys plus Raheem Sterling being the anchor of it, we're trying to ask questions from different angles. And if these guys, with the grace of Graham Potter, if he tries to tactically make things work around these guys, I think so we are going in a good direction. If not, probably Graham Potter is failing to make these guys work.
No, agreed, bro. Once these guys start banging in some goals, I think the confidence will really come in. I think there will be a game where Sterling and João Felix will clean up, and I think that could be potentially the start of that confidence building. We need that. We do need that. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the feeling is that there is a real chance Mason Mount could leave Chelsea at the end of the season. Fabrizio Romano. This news has been floating around a lot, but it looks like it's getting more concrete and more concrete as the day goes by. Liverpool interest is concrete. Talks with Chelsea are on standby. It will be decided in the summer. Mount could be a really interesting one on the market. A lot will depend on the coach situation at Chelsea. A lot will depend on the coach situation, which is strange. What does that mean? Like, could it be different if it's a new manager? Is Graham Potter someone who's probably not fancying Mason Mount at the moment? I don't know. It kind of looked like Graham Potter does fancy Mason Mount, but with all these new players coming in, it is difficult for Mount to get that opportunity. And now he's picked up an injury. This is why he wasn't there against Leeds. And against Dortmund, he's not going to be able to play because he is suspended for that game. So we picked up a victory without Mason Mount against Leeds, and we're going to have to do the same thing against Dortmund as well. So, I mean, Ishan, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good for Mason Mount. I think Mason doesn't enjoy being a bench player, and now it seems like he's already missed out on the Leeds. We've won after a long time. He wasn't part of it. If we beat Dortmund, and I hope we do, he's not going to be part of that. Is he slowly sort of becoming an afterthought, and there could be a potential chance that maybe he does leave Chelsea Football Club and joins Liverpool? Maybe he does need a change of scenery. I don't know. Thoughts?
I see two angles in this case. One is the one which you said about he's not getting much game time. There are some injury concerns, blah blah blah. Manager not being supportive, or manager not playing according to his game style. According to that, that's one area. The second area is his contract situation, where I think so things are not just working out the way he wants it. And I know you've spoken a lot of times on this channel and analyzed it into the depth. I would request all the guys in the live chat right now to go back to Mrs. earlier videos regarding Mason Mount. He's really analyzed it well. I think so. It's the main reason is the contract situation here, and your videos have really explained it well. That he demands a lot now, and according to what his wage structure demands, probably the owners are not going to give him that, and that's
Yeah.
what I believe.
Yeah.
This is one of the biggest reasons. Now he's seen that guys like Enzo Fernandez, Mudryk, these guys are on a
97K.
long-term contract
97K.
near about around that 90 to 100K range, and he's demanding some mad amount of money. I don't think so the owners are going to provide him that. So that's one of the blockages that he understands, that yes, probably this is not going according to my plans. Next, another thing is Graham Potter, right? Graham Potter is not, probably he's not enjoying, or probably not getting the game time, or it's too much uncertainty going around with the Graham Potter situation now. If the coach changes, probably he'll give it a thought, or else now both the check boxes are blank for Mason Mount. One is the coach, one the playing situation, the tactical side of thing, one, and the contractual part of it, one. Both the check boxes are empty now. And if this situation remains until the summer, if we don't get better, probably get sorted with the coach situation, or probably this contract situation does not get solved, I think so. There's huge chance he will leave, and probably it's rightly so for him, because guys like Mason Mount shouldn't be a second option or third option for any team. I believe he's pretty good for that.
And the other factor with Mason Mount is, he tends to play as a 10 for us. He tends to play out wide for us. And those positions really don't suit him. Yeah, there were a couple of times maybe he played as an 8 for us, but he doesn't play often enough. Ryan really made a very good point yesterday in the watch along that, how can we expect a player, and let's be honest, Mason Mount, he's 23. He hasn't played as an 8 often enough, even though he thinks he's an 8, and I know we all think he's an 8, but he hasn't played that often enough to really develop into that 8 position. So there is, I suppose, some sort of an argument that he has sacrificed his position many a times for filling in for Chelsea. He really has. He has. And at times he has done well. He's not had the pleasure of playing as an 8 for Chelsea for a prolonged period of time, because our structure, our system, we've never had an 8. He'll have to, if he wants to probably play as an 8, he'd have to play in a pivot, in a double pivot, and be a box-to-box player, which essentially he's not. Essentially he's not really a part of a double 6, right? We don't play with a deep midfielder and then 2 8s on the side. Maybe under Sahari, because Sahari is play 4-3-3. Who knows if we ever get a new manager, if Luis Enrique, if that's a name that comes up. Luis Enrique plays with a 4-3-3. But right now, you look at the way Potter has been playing. Now he's gone back to the 3 at the back, and I hope he continues with the 3 at the back for Dortmund. It looks like he's gone with once again, the 3-4-3 with the 2, pivot players. It's difficult to fit in Mount in this situation. Would Mount play where João Felix is playing? I don't think so. Would Mount play where Sterling is playing? I don't think so. Would Mount play where Havertz is playing? I don't think so. So where could you put him? Could he play where Enzo Fernandez is playing? I don't think so. Could he play where Kovacic is playing? Maybe, but is he going to be effective? Probably not. So Mount has to think about his life. He has to think about his career. And if he thinks that he's going to be able to play as a traditional 8, which Liverpool has, Liverpool's getting rid of a lot of players. Naby Keita potentially going to move on. Oxlade-Chamberlain is potentially going to move on. Firmino is potentially going to move on. They're going to do a little bit of reshuffling. Artur Melo, that loan didn't work out. Henderson, there's a question mark. So maybe they could potentially go for someone like Mason Mount to help them out in the midfield. And they do play with a 3-man midfield. Fabinho as a defensive midfielder, and then the 2 8s. And their 2 8s are absolute workhorses. They're engines. So that could potentially work for Mason Mount. Look, I still think there's value in Mason Mount. I'd keep him as a rotational player, someone from the bench, but I don't think he's going to accept that role. He's not going to accept that role. He's probably thinking, look, I'm a Champions League winner. I'm a Super Cup winner, Club World Cup winner. I've won the Chelsea Player of the Season twice in a row. I don't think I deserve to be in the bench. So that's what it all comes down to. And with the caliber of players that we have right now, and if we now go on a bit of a run without him, it just makes the life a lot difficult. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. We're only about 12 more likes away from 100 likes. So let's get those likes up to 100. I'll just take one final comment here. I want Miz as next manager. Potter any out. We want Masala in life, either in field or sideline.
Look, just on support of that was what I had commented in one of your videos. I said that Matisse wants Poch, Yunus wants Jose Mourinho, Miz wants Luis Enrique. I want that coach from Shaolin Soccer. That will also do to me. You know what I mean? Even that I would be happy.
That's too funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Smash up the like button. Only 8 more likes left, 6 more likes left to get 100. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. We're very close to 21,000 subscribers. Until then, everyone, take care. See ya.